what are the best cover songs of all time? Because recently on TikTok, there has been this song that has been going viral right now, and it's Ride With Me by the Booyah Kids, where they cover Nelly's Ride With Me, right? And I want to check it out just to get a feel for what's all the hype about. Why is this song like blowing up and stuff? So let me check it out real quick. Oh, wait, okay. So their name is the Booyah Kids. I've never heard of this band. From the instrumental set right now, it sounds like some like indie rock, indie pop kind of stuff. Maybe dream pop, bubblegum pop, whatever. There's so many genres out there in the world now that I can't even keep up with them anymore. Um, Hold on. Let me just move this real quick. But I'm excited. So the Booyakasha, Booyakasha, and ride with me. Let's get it. Let's rewind this. Where they at? Where they at? That's funny. Ooh, hey, must be the money. Oh, that's fire. That's fire. Hold on. I gotta rewind that. They killed it. They killed it. Oh, why do I feel this good? Oh, why? Hey, must be the money. Oh, that's fire. One thing that is super underrated about covers that they don't get covered enough, pun intended, is that some of my favorite covers of all time are when they switch the genres, right? Obviously, there are covers that are good just because a good singer or a better artist, guitarist, or whatever player plays a song and they do it in a more, a higher level, I guess you could say, or just the delivery execution is way better. But when they switch the genre, it it just like opens your imagination way more than the original. Not way more than the original, because the original is great, obviously that's why it's getting covered, but it just makes you think about wow, imagine this came out first. That's a banger. Oh, why do I feel this way? Back in the Bentley. Oh, why?
As hell in the parking lot. Once you get in, I just forgot all of the words to say, the tracks to play.
He's not that good of a singer, but the other two killed it. But that's okay. Oh, why do I feel? Hey, must be the money. Hey, must be the money. I ain't gonna lie. That was a banger. That was a banger. No, seriously, wow. Okay, that was really good. The chorus, they killed it on the chorus. And it just I always say that hip hop is one of the hardest music genres to have cover songs. Because a lot of the structure of hip hop songs is based around the verses of the rapping. Like, yeah, choruses are important and some of them are like super iconic and stuff, but a lot of people remember verses, and choruses are just kind of like filler in between like the verses to like memorize and stuff. And that's not every artist, but it's just most rap songs, right? So when you cover rap verses, the rap verses are so like intertwined with the beat, right? Like they make it with the beat in mind and the rhythm and stuff like that. It kind of is like to change it. It's a very hard task for certain songs, right? Like imagine trying to cover a real rapidy rap song like Rigor Mortis by Kunjumar, where it's like 3 minutes of straight rapping and he's not even breathing. Like his breath control is the most impressive part about that song. So to cover it, it's just like if you slow it down, I don't know if it delivers in the same like impactful type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like rigor mortis slowed down just kind of loses the like wow factor of it. But songs like this, where the melody is really important, like in hip hop pop songs, right? Why there is so many like Kanye covers and Drake covers, Outkast covers, and things like that, is because they were really good at melodies, just as good as they were with verses. That's why they have some of the most catchiest hip hop songs of all time from just those three artists, right? So they cover a lot of those things, and people are like, oh, like what happens when rappers make non-rap songs, right? And then people cover it. Like I remember there was a Tame Impala cover of Outkast's Prototype song, which is really Andre 3000 song, but you know, it's Outkast, right? Like they basically made it like a psychedelic rock indie song, but it kind of already was a psychedelic rock song. So when they cover it, it just kind of feels like you lost a little bit of the meaning of a cover. This is more of like a tribute, you know, like a more of a tribute song than a cover song, in my opinion. They do a good job, but I don't, you know, it's not up there with some of the greatest covers of all time.
I hope that you're the one. Not, you are the prototype.
And his singing is just like, well, I will say about Kevin Parker, this guy, he's the Tame Impala. If you guys don't know, it's not a band, it's one guy. But his singing is good on albums. When live performances like this, where he doesn't have a lot of the effects and the, you know, the correction on his voice and stuff, you know, he's not the best. But I don't think he prides himself on being a great singer. But yeah, it shines a lot on this cover, which takes points away from it being a good cover, you know?
I know you lie. I think I'm in love again.
The beat's good though, but the beat sounds like the original.
Think I'm in love again. Today must be my lucky day, baby. You
I like the contrast between the two singers. You know, a more realistic tone and
the ordinary. I catch a matinee, baby. You are the prototype.
you know what's funny? Is that when I first heard that, I was like, is that his impression of like a black voice? Because it sounds like I don't know, like maybe that's just my frame of references that I'm like, that sounds like a black, soulful, old black dude. Like, why is he choosing that type of tone? I've never heard his voice in like regular speaking voice or even his singing voice, so maybe that is his voice. But I was at the time like, what? Just because Andre 3000 is black doesn't mean you have to make it sound black. But I'm just trying to be funny, you know?
I think I'm in love again. I
So songs like that, or covers like that, you could say, don't really, in my opinion, hit on the cover like spectrum in terms of a good cover, great covers, because in my opinion, the best covers are when they take a song and they switch the genre. I love covers where they just completely change it. Um, we all know one of the best covers of all time, and in fact, it's probably not even the lyrics or the singing that is the most important part about this cover. It's the guitar playing. When you first heard this, most people don't even know it's a cover. Most people don't know that Bob Dylan was the first one. And in fact, Bob Dylan might be the most covered singer of all time. He has so many covers out there that people don't even know that are covers. But this song, so many people know this from the movies, the Vietnam War movies, Forrest Gump, all these different things. And they haven't heard the full song because it's a long song. Well, it's not long, but there's a lot of guitar solo, so it feels longer than it is, right? And people kind of just like brush it aside, or not brush it aside, but they don't recognize it as a cover. But when they find out it's a cover, they make this song even bigger than it is. They're like, wow, it really is like one of the greatest covers of all time, which it is. It's definitely top 5 in my opinion. But I think it just completely changes the genre, going from folk music to like psych rock, like classic rock music. And I love solos. I mean, covers like that. Another great cover, and this is more showing that sometimes covers don't have to change the genre. It has to do with what is it? Hold on. Is more to do with execution and tone and maybe the message and the soul behind it. For example, Changes by hold on, is there a part where it's just the singing? I don't want to hear all this, talking part. Okay, I'll just do this one. But
Am I right? The last tune you're going to do for us is
uh the original by Black Sabbath is really good. Don't get me wrong. I love Ozzy. I like Black Sabbath. I like the tone, the piano. It's really good. It's one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs. But he adds this element in the voice that Ozzy usually does really well. In fact, I think Ozzy is one of the greatest rock singers of all time. But maybe it's in terms of maybe it's just relatable, or maybe race has a part to play with this, which I wish it didn't, but I would be ignorant to say that sometimes race doesn't play a part in my bias towards things. But
which is hard for me to learn. I had to think of.
I think the
and the guitar, that old Motown soul feel. Ooh.
I feel unhappy. I feel so sad. I have lost the best friend that I ever had.
Oh, who'd you lose?
She was my woman. I love her so.
The only thing you can always change something in the past, right? You can always say like, oh, I wish they added this. It would have been way better if they had these. But like, imagine like background, like vocals, harmony, like right here when he's like,
I love her so.
Loved her so. Like, obviously I'm not a good singer, so it's not gonna sound right. But like, just 3, like maybe, I don't know the singing octaves, like, the falsetto. I don't know the actual like spectrum, I guess you could say, but like 3 higher pitch, maybe like 3 background women vocals, kill it. That would kill it. I could just hear it. You could just hear the soulful singers in the past doing this, and the background vocals they would have, like Motown kind of esque. Oh my god!
But it's
still really good. It's up there with top 20 for sure, maybe.
Go. Listen now. I'm going to change it.
Changes.
I'm going to change it.
Changes.
Oh, my life.
So, and that, you know, I'm not a good singer, but so don't take that into account. But, you know, this James Brown kind of feel, and I recognize it because I just saw James right here. But covers, come on. Like, and then there's covers that are just so, like, it's like the Jimi Hendrix effect, where they're so good that people don't even know they're covers. Valerie, the Amy Winehouse song? Come on now. Hold on. Let me get the original. I don't want to hear no damn... Is this the original? I've never seen the music video. She killed it. R.I.P. to Amy Winehouse. Hold on, I gotta turn this up. Think about the things that you're doing. I paint a picture. Yes, I'm coming home and my body's been a mess. Come on over. Stop making a fool out of me. Like, people don't even know this song's a cover. Like, have you even heard the original? Look, listen to the original. I had to look it up. I didn't even know it. Watch.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Hold on, I'm looking up another one while I'm doing this.
And I think of all the things what you do. And in my head I make a picture. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over and
Stop making a fool!
out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer?
Where is this?
Hope you didn't catch a tab. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay the fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still busy? Yeah. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look
I can't find it. But look at that, right? An amazing cover, completely switches the genre, the feel, gives it this kind of like jazzy, kind of old school style. And then sometimes people can cover songs and there not be any of the words. Have you guys ever heard of this one? How does it go? If you've never heard the original, it's a long song, but it's a jazz song. Hold on, maybe I should play the original for you guys, so you guys know. Sound of Music, few of my
Raindrops on
favorite
roses
things.
and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and
It's a
warm
musical
woolen mittens,
from
brown paper
1959.
packages tied up with
With a
strings.
string, these are a few of my favorite things.
Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my
I'm not gonna lie, Loki, she was kind of spitting. She was kind of like bar for bar in this.
favorite
The
things.
rhythm?
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose
Oh.
and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These
These are a few of my favorite things.
When
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad,
I simply remember my favorite things,
and then I don't feel so bad. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, musicals are underrated. And I'm not even like I'm not a theater kid at all or anything like that. So I only grew up watching musicals because my mom liked it, and she would say like, "Yo, these are bangers. You got to hear these songs. Like, you got to see these movies." Like another great musical, The King and I. This I forgot who was the lead singer. It might have been Julia Roberts too, but I don't know. Some white lady. She goes to some mid country in Southeast Asia or no South Asia or something like that. Maybe Laos or Burma or one of those countries, right? And then the king and her are like, talking to each other. She's like a teacher and stuff like that. And then banger songs on that musical, 100%. But back to this. John Coltrane, a few years later after that movie came out, he decides to cover this song, and it's a classic. Classic. Some people might not even know the musical, but they know this. Because he's killing it with the jazz. John Coltrane, a legend. Come on. These are a few of my favorite things. Ooh. Man, I need a fedora. I need a black suit. I need a mustache, no beard, all that era shit. When I hear the songs like this, I'm like, yo. I know being black at this time was tough, but being black and into jazz at this time, come on now. I would have, if people ask you like, oh, what era of music would you time travel to? 1940s to 1960s jazz scene, I would have checked it out. I would have loved to hear Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Freddie, how do you say his name? Freddie Hancock or Freddie Hammock, something like that. I forgot his name or how to pronounce it. But banger great legends that would structure and change music forever after them, right? Kind of Blue. Imagine hearing Kind of Blue for the first time. Sketches of Spain. Come on now. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to the whole 15-minute song or whatever, how long this song is. But check it out for yourself. It's, it's amazing, right? And there's so many covers, right, that I could just go a whole list talking about this is a great cover, boom, another one, bang, another one. You can go a whole day talking about what are the greatest covers of all time, right? And where was that list? There was a list it's right here. This is a list by Discogs, and I want to see if I agree with any of them, because they might have some songs that I would have never thought of. Always on My Mind by Pet Shop Boys. Let's hear it. These are a few of my favorite things. Wait, is this karaoke? Maybe I've heard the song and I don't know it.
I'm a bilingual. I love the radio.
That sounds familiar. I don't know the original though. I've never heard that, so that's a niche one. I'll check it out later. Valerie, 100%. We already talked about this. So covers that change the genre of the music instantly gets points and brownie points from me, 100%. And if you execute it well, I can't get enough satisfaction. Okay, so this is a Rolling Stones cover. Have I heard this? I feel like I've heard this before. Maybe when I was a kid. I feel like I've heard this. I can't get no satisfaction. Is this the electronic version that I've heard, maybe? What is this? What is this guitar? Look at that. Frankenstein. Hell no. That's not better than the original. That is not better than the original. What? Boom, another one. Another one we talked about. 100% is a banger. Tainted Love by Soft Cell. I'll check it out. I can get no satisfaction. That's where this comes from? La 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 la. Oh, oh. Someone help me. What is it? SOS? Wow, I didn't know that was a sample. It could be a cover. Well, this one's a cover, so. Oh, I have heard this. Run away. Wow. What's this the cover of? See, the problem with pop music and covers and stuff like that is that a lot of these times these are reference tracks. Like there's a one by what was that song called? Oh my god, how am I gonna forget this? It was Blondie. Blondie was the original. The Tide is High. Blondie made a song, right? And it was a good song. It was like a Blondie song, right? Like it's what you expect, you know, kind of like that new wave sound. This one kind of sounds reggae, but you know. For me, the cover and this one are like half, like it depends on which one you're asking me. Like on what day I might like the Blondie version more, but I'll show you the second track.
The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that.
Is that Darth Vader?
Oh no, it's not the
Right? So The Tide is High by Blondie is good. It's a good song, right? Atomic Kitten gave it this like 2000s kind of like Y2K or like 90s Y2K kind of aesthetic, and the like the synths and the electronics. It's loud. Like if you haven't heard this, this is a childhood memory. I remember hearing this on the radio. This is when like for some reason white girl groups from the UK and from America were just like they were trying to find a hit. They were trying to replicate the Britney Spears kind of thing, but Britney was in a lane of her own, you know? These are Britney clones, but they still did a good job. I think the reason why I might like this more than the Blondie on some days is the layer of the vocals. It sounds so fire. You're number one.
I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just
Hey,
like that.
hey. Oh no.
It's not the things you do that tease and hurt me back, but it's
Oh.
the way you do the things you do to me. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that.
Oh no. Tide is high, but I'm holding on. Hey, I'm gonna be your number one. I ain't gonna lie, if you're a guy who hears these songs and purposely changes the lyrics from like I'm not the type of girl, like obviously that's the lyric. I'm not the type of girl who gives up just like that, right? If you change it from I'm not the type of guy who gives up just like that, I'm not gonna lie, you're low-key insecure, bro. If you have to change the lyrics from girl to guy because you don't want to sound gay because of whatever they're talking about in the song, then you're just weird, bro. It's a song. Not everything has to be from your point of view, your perspective, your heterosexual kind of thing. I'm heterosexual, and I don't care to sing a song that is about a girl chasing after a guy or wanting a girl for a guy to recognize her and stuff like that. It's a song. Like, get over it. What are you talking about? It's a banger. But I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one.
Every girl wants you
To be her man.
but I'll wait right
Just
here
till it's my turn. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. No, no, no. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. Hey, I'm gonna be your number one. I could listen to the song all day. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about this song for a minute, but it's a banger. Come on. Are we gonna sit here and act like it's not? Another great cover song. Obviously, everybody knows this one. This is up there. Hold on. I forgot about the list. Let's see what else is on the list, right? I got distracted. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah. Like everybody knows this version. If you're in the church and gospel, yeah, you've heard of like original hallelujahs, but there's so many covers of this. It's like, is it fair? It's like the Star Spangled Banner, like the national anthem. Like, there are so many great renditions. To say this is the best rendition, maybe it's the most recognizable, maybe it's the most iconic, sure, but I don't know. That's a toss-up for me. Hurt by Johnny Cash. I didn't see. Wait, what? Johnny Cash covered. Hold on, I gotta hear this. Is this the one I'm thinking of where he's like with the guitar and he's old as hell? Yeah, okay, I've heard this. He does do a good version. He does. Wow, I didn't know this was a cover. I thought this was a Johnny Cash original. Why did that sound like a producer there? Johnny Cash original!
I hurt myself today.
You know what's funny? If this song had came out today, people would think it's AI. Because the way his vocals are EQ'd and like mixed, it sounds very clean. Like so clean to the point where it sounds robotic. It sounds like electronic, synthetic, kind of feel. And people would be, oh, this is AI. This video looks AI. But, wow. Johnny Cash, a legend for sure.
To see if I still feel.
Who would have thought Johnny Cash listens to Nine Inch Nails?
On the pain.
But yeah, this is an iconic cover. Everybody knows this one. That's 100%. I didn't even know that was a cover, so that goes to show. Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor is a cover. See, a lot of the songs I don't know are covers are amazing, legendary songs. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know this was a cover. The Man Who Sold the World. See, that's the one I was gonna talk about when it came to Nirvana and Kurt Cobain. They covered a David Bowie song, which, hold on, I will. Is there a way to? There's a way to. Oh, not Who Fell to the Earth. See, hearing David Bowie's before you hear Nirvana's is like, whoa. Like, everybody's heard the Nirvana version. Has the same, you know, guitar effects.
We passed up on the step. We spoke of was and when.
But with David Bowie's version of this song, well, the original, I should say, it has a more like, I don't want to say alien, but it has a more art pop kind of feel, right? But Kurt and Nirvana, they make it sound doomer. They make it sound depressing. They make it seem like the man who sold the world regrets selling the world. They still have the same melody and the same tone. Right? It's a little slowed. Slow down.
We passed upon the stair. Spoken was and when.
And what really sets this cover apart from the original, when it gets to the violins at the end, hold on, the violins is my favorite part. Not me. Hold on, I just want to hear the violins. It's about to hear it right now. Woo! Oh! Goosebumps. Goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for those strings, I don't know if this cover is up there with with some of the best covers. I'm lying, because Kurt singing gives it the tone that people remember it for, and just how it completely outshadows David Bowie's. And David Bowie wished he talked to Kurt and Nirvana about like why they chose to cover it, what made them choose it to cover it in this way. And I'm glad he never got the answer, because I wouldn't want the answer to be revealed, to be like, I just like the song and I just wanted to do that. You know, I like knowing the fact that we'll never know unless maybe some of the band members come out and talk about it. But what a cover. Then there is the big kahuna. Most people don't even know this is a cover. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. I think this was a part of the Bodyguard movie.
If I
Should I just get to the part that we all know?
should, but above all this, I wish you love.
Oh, I always mess that up.
And I will always love you.
Yo! She has some pipes. God. Ugh. You know? Just nasty. She killed it. And they said number 1 was All Along the Watchtower. I don't agree with that. Well, actually, I do. It's in the top 5. Or top 3 even. I'm not even mad. But covers, I feel like we've talked about a lot about covers. It's kind of been all over the place, but I enjoy the sporadicness, the unorthodox style of video, and kind of just, you know, remembering things at times, bringing them back to the forefront, trying to put you guys onto new stuff. Because covers are just something that don't get covered about enough. I wish more people talked about their favorite covers. I wish more people did covers. Or covers of dead art. I know we talked about the recent cover with the Ride With Me with the Booyah Kids and how that's blowing up. But because it's such a, a polarizing, or not polarizing, it's such I guess polarizing is a different, but it's on the other side of the spectrum from the original, that it took a while for people to recognize it. And then now that's out there, people are like, what? This is a banger. Like, oh my God. Like, I know pop stars still make covers. I know they're in different genres, they still covers, but sometimes I wish maybe rappers and, harder, genres of music, like in terms of distortion and things like that, did covers nowadays. I don't hear them as much, or at least I don't hear them get talked about enough. So I want covers to make a comeback. They're so good, but yeah, so good of a cover.